Hi. I had the opportunity of working with some US companies the last 2 years. Amazing guys, like brilliant, superb guys. Very. It's a pleasure to work with these companies because you learn a lot of things and you see a big difference in how Asians work and how the Western people work. I had certain unique positions in my life where I actually was stationed in US, in Boston. I was working there for 1 year. Then I also had the opportunity to work in Vietnam, in Ho Chi Minh City for 1 year. And I was like different places I've been, and it has been a very good eye opener for me. So I think I'll just tell you what I feel based on my experience. See, the US, if you take the US as a country, I think we are looking at what the entire world economy is like 500 trillion. I think US holds about 35% of it, a big chunk of it. Uh, See, I have studied the way they are working, and I think it's an assumption. So to just give me some rope here, it's just an assumption. There are certain methodologies or certain characteristics which makes them different to Asians, right? I see three fundamental differences, right? And this is big, right? I think it's important that we all understand, right? I'll tell you what those are. One is actually taking risks. They take big risks, right? Second is they think big. And third, most important, is that they don't compete within themselves. That's a very important thing, right? So these are the three big things I see. Let me just take one by one, right? They take massive risk. I've worked with companies who sometimes confirm a project over a call, and it's like 10 seconds. They're like, we have a chat, and they'll be like, okay, Ben, let's do it. I mean, sometimes these are big numbers, right? Runs into like big numbers, but they just don't care. They're like, Ben, let's just do it. Send me the invoice, let's just start it now. In an Asian context, like if you look at India or Sri Lanka, that's like you have like 10 people who will jump in, and the finance guy, so the CEO will never make a decision. He will want a proposal. The proposal will send to the IT guy. The IT guy will figure out 10 ways how to not to proceed with it. And then finally it goes to finance. The finance person's only objective maybe not to pay it at all. So it's so complicated that it just becomes a very stressful kind of environment, right? So whereas these people, they just make decisions overnight. You actually see that in their current leadership as well. Like decisions like overnight, they think sometimes it backfires, but the more like very few work, and that's enough for them to take their economies like, I don't know, 100x, right? So this is a big thing I see. Taking risks. They are big time risk takers. Number two, thinking big. These guys always think big. What I've seen in an Asian context is that we think small. We are always what the proposal is, how much it can cost, and what kind of impact it can make within a circle. Now, these guys, they don't bother about it at all. They always go like 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, what kind of verticals it can have, what kind of infrastructure it can impact. So, this is another big area that I see. Third, this is big, and I've seen this big time, and I think every person I have met more or less, is responsible for this, even in a small way. That is competition. Lack of collaboration. We are all into pockets. Like if it's a AI developer, that person will be very skeptical about working with another AI developer in another company. Companies to companies, right? Industries to industries, it's almost like everybody's at each other's throats, right? If one person succeeds, other people are very upset and they will try to drag this person down. They don't really genuinely, they don't appreciate. If some foreigner does it, then they have all praise, right? This is a huge area I see. So surprising, like certain projects when I work, like let's say it doesn't work, they actually introduce you to even one of their competitors to go ahead and do business, which I couldn't grasp for some time. But I later I realized, see, even if let's say I'm working for a project and it didn't work out, let's say with client A, right? But client A is introducing me to his competitor. Why? Why is that? Because client A wants me to be in business. Because when the time is right, then client A can re-engage me, right? So that's the way they think, right? It's all a very collaborative kind of economy. Whereas we never think like that, right? We always see how to sort of put down a person or get rid of the competition. That's it, right? So these are the three big areas that I see. I don't mean to downplay or underestimate the Asian context, because the Asian context is very strong, very dynamic, and there is so many things going for us. However, it is, I don't want again another critics coming in for this video as well, but my point is that if we can look at the positives we have and also embrace these other things, then nothing will stop us, right? I think that's the way to look at this video. But think about it. If you also agree to what I'm saying, drop a comment. I would be more than happy to hear your views as well. Thank you.